Good afternoon. I am Matthew Tubasing, and I am running for president, MAT 2024, MAT 2024. Specifically, I am bucking for the Libertarian nomination, and I believe this will become a regular part of these promotional videos. So watch this.
I'm not an economic professor. If you get $800 a week unemployment benefits and you live with a partner who also is getting $800 a week unemployment benefits, $1,600 a week, Laura, $83,000 a year for that household in unemployment benefits. The median income in America is only $63,000. We're incentivizing people to stay home. What if we gave that additional unemployment benefits to employers to incentivize people to go to work? I think that's right. I have a friend in the military who trains military dogs, Laura, and they only feed a military dog at night because a hungry dog is an obedient dog. Well, if we're not causing people to be hungry to work, then we're providing them with all the meals they need sitting at home.
Now, I wanted to play that because I just want to show what the zero-sum mentality of what we call capitalism, the whole notion that it's not just enough that I succeed, others must fail mentality, is a particular type of cruelty that is a feature in our system, not a bug, it's a feature. But I would like to also point out that we call it capitalism, and it may be a form of capitalism. I will go that far, but it is not free market capitalism. And I'm not going to spend oodles of time on that because it doesn't really require much explanation. And if I have to spend a lot of time and energy explaining how when you've got a government that controls the currency, controls interest rates, decides through subsidies and bailouts, etc., who wins and who loses, just all of it put together. I mean, being taken off the gold standard so they can print as much money as they want, whenever they want, all of it. I mean, I could go on easily for a 2-hour video just off the top of my head about all the flaws in our system, which make it not free market capitalism. And seriously, I could go for a week with research on everything that is wrong with the system that makes it not a free market system. But the fact is, we do not have a free market capitalist system. And beyond that, I don't want to distract with that. I don't want our focus and attention to be on that. But that is just part and parcel of what is going wrong. And this capitalism, I call it Kafoa Eswek, which is the carnival freak show of an economic system we euphemistically call capitalism. A large part of it is actually the oligarchy and the plutarchy and socialism thrown in, mostly for those at the top. They get the benefits of the best of socialism without having to endure the struggles of the worst of capitalism, whereas everybody else gets the exact opposite. And again, that's a 2-hour video just off the top of my head with research, a week easily. And I'm talking a week of 24-hour days. But we needn't, as I said, be distracted with that because that is wasted bandwidth. And you're going to hear wasted bandwidth or a waste of bandwidth a lot because it's a term that is slowly coming into vogue. And this is what I'm getting to. There's a 1972 MIT study that says around 2040, by or around 2040, there's going to be widespread societal collapse. We are actually in the middle of the beginning of that already, and we are seeing it. And there are a whole number of components involved. And again, that's more 20-hour videos or week-long videos with research. But just for example, our capitalist system is based on you put these people to work, they're going to have money to buy our products. They're putting people to work at wages that are so low they can't afford to buy the products anymore. And the capitalists know that. They see the flaw in the system. They see it coming apart. I view it like this, and I think it's the most accurate parallel, the most accurate example. But we're just like, and when I say we, I mean the capitalists, basically. But we are part of the system. We have been taken in by their lies, their promises, their everything they say about this system, which makes us great and superior to everybody else. But the fact is, it's breaking down. They see it. They're not doing anything about it, which they can. I mean, how many billionaires do we have in this country? They could turn around and starting today fix it, but they don't want to because that requires them spending money. And it requires them spending the money because they have corrupted the whole process so badly that they can't just fix it by, okay, we'll shorten hours, we'll make better working conditions, better perks, more pay. They can't do that. That's not enough. That's not enough anymore. And I'll just give you one example beyond the one that I already gave you, which if they shortened hours and paid people more, they'd be out there buying the stuff that they're making. But let's forget about that. Testosterone levels and sperm counts are going down, most probably because of EDCs. They're not exactly sure what all the variables are and how much they account for what's going on. But since, I guess, the early 70s, this information's all out there. Go look it up. And if you don't believe it, well, I'm not speaking to anybody who doesn't look at credible information and at least have an open mind about it. If you just don't want to believe anything that threatens your worldview, just keep moving along because this video is not for you. But the thing is, sperm counts are going down. They have gone down by about 50, actually more than 50% over the last 5 decades. So it's about 8% a year. So if they were to continue on this path, they would be down to zero in another 50 years. The thing is, there is a threshold. There is a tipping point. You have to have, and it's not just the testosterone and the sperm count, it's also the motility. So it's the health of the sperm that are left. But you have to have at least so many for you to be able to make a baby. The thing is, and I don't know what that number is, I'm not spending a lot of time looking at that. To me, it's just more of a waste of bandwidth. I've got the generalities, I'm running with that. There are other things I want to learn and know, which I will get to by the end, which is just around the corner. But the thing is, capitalism is a Ponzi scheme. You continually need more young people entering the workforce, or else it's going to crumble. Well, not only are people having less children just because they're deciding not to, either because they're wealthier and or more educated, which tends to foster smaller families. People in poor, less educated countries tend to have larger families, but they're wealthier and or more educated, or they're just deciding, Jesus, this world is such a horrid mess. There is no way I'm bringing a child up in it. So already the population is starting to plateau. With the diminishing sperm counts because of this capitalism, which is actually Kafoa Eswek, because of this economic system we practice, demands that we produce more and more and more stuff, regardless of what it does to the health of the population. Because of that, soon, I'm thinking around 2036, October 3rd, early afternoon. That's my prediction. But soon, the population will start to decline. Now, when that happens, capitalism is quickly going to unravel. So it's just around the corner. 15 years away, you might think, oh, that's plenty of time. We'll figure it out. We'll have the technology. Oh, our politicians, our leaders, our industrialists, our techno, these people don't want to make things better. They want more power. They want more money. And if it means killing people, they don't care because they're just going to lie about it every step of the way. And by the time you realize, oh my God, they're killing us. It's going to be too late. They're going to have so much money, so much power. There's nothing you can do about it. Except if you start doing the research, if you look at what I've said, if you come to the conclusion, well, maybe he's just being a little bit hysterical. But then again, maybe he's got a point. At the very least, I should start to prep. What I mean to do is change the conversation of the Libertarian Party because what we've been doing has not been working. And just glomming on to Republican talking points when it's in our interest, or Democrat talking points when it's in our interest, because whether we're talking about social issues or economic issues, we're going to skew either left or right. That's what it means to be libertarian. But that is not working anymore if there is widespread societal collapse. 19 years down the road, nobody knows what that's going to look like. Nobody has a freaking clue how bad that is going to turn out to be. But the thing is, the people who are ahead of it, the people who at least know the possibilities and are planning for it, are the people who are, I don't want to say going to be in power because that doesn't interest me, but the ones that are going to be able to influence others to take whatever's left when things start to unravel in the right direction. And by that, what I mean, forget your capitalism, forget currency, forget all that crap. The dollar is going to be crashing soon. It may become valueless. If you don't have gold and silver, you better hope that you have land and you can hold on to it. But let me reiterate what point I made before. Nobody knows what this is going to look like. That is just my feeling about how things are going to turn out. And this is not just based on some obscure, weird viewpoint I have. There are plenty of economists out there saying, this is screwed. You can't just keep printing money with nothing to back it up and think no bad will come of it. Every time any government, society, culture has done that in the past, it went south. And once it started to unravel, it went south quickly. During the Weimar Republic, when the Germans would go to work, in the morning they would go to the restaurant where they had lunch and order their food because they knew the prices would jump so drastically in those few hours that they might not be able to afford to eat. That's what we're heading for. But the thing I am endeavoring to do is basically start a prepper wing of the Libertarian Party. And by that, what I'm hoping to achieve personally is to just learn more about how to survive out there without government assistance, without anything if need be. But hopefully I will have and know how to use communication. I will have and know how to use at least basic first aid medical supplies. I will have some knowledge of wild edible foods. I already have a little bit, not very much, but it's more than most, I would guarantee you. Uh, I would have enough fieldcraft. I could go out there with very little, maybe even just a knife, and survive at least for the short term until I met up with more people, hopefully of the good variety. But this is the second point I want to make. It's not just learning to prep, it's building a community. Because if and when things do go south, TSHTF, if and when we hit that point, if you've got romantic notions of being Mad Max out there in the hinterland, yeah, you ain't going to survive too long. You're going to want to know as much as you can possibly know. And even more importantly, you're going to want a community of like-minded people. I know a lot. I can share that with everybody. Hopefully they can fill in the gaps because I don't know everything. And it will always be like that. Regardless of how tough and primitive you are, you're never going to know everything. There's always going to be other people out there who know something you don't and you can use. So it's better to forget the whole notion of competition, start considering a notion of cooperation, finding the people who think the same way and hooking up with them. That's what I hope to do over the next 3 years because I ain't going to get the nomination. And even if I do, I ain't going to get elected because I am going to be the one out there who actually tells it as I really see it. And I'm not fooling myself into thinking I'm going to be the one who's always telling the truth because I don't absolutely always know what the truth is. But I'm going to tell you what I think the truth is in a way that no other politician is capable, because whether you know the truth or not, if you're telling it like you really believe, that is just political suicide. And I don't have to worry about that. I can say what I want. So I thank you for watching. And if you didn't watch, well, what's wrong with you, man? And remember two things. Summer is coming. This one will be long. Gird your loins. And growth is rebellion. They don't want you to grow. They want you to stay small. In order for them to succeed, they need your complicity. Talk to you soon.